Catherine, the starch, serious girl who was to be my date, and who I'd decided I'd make smile before the night was through. It seemed a Herculean task, but I always loved a good challenge. Out the door we went, piling into cabs to head to the swing club. We loaded in with Val and her boyfriend, the conversation flowing between the three of them. But I spent the ride in observation, cataloging everything about her. Her hair, glossy and dark, bangs cut in a precise line. Her dress, tailored with an exactness that accentuated the curve of her waist, punctuated by a thin belt. Her lips seemed to forever rest in a flat line, even when she was amused. There was no little upturn in the corners, no mirth. When she smiled, her lips stayed together. When she laughed, it was compact, contained. In fact, everything about her seemed contained, from her small, straight nose to her level shoulders, from her long fingers wound together smartly and symmetrically in her lap, to her ankles which crossed demurely. Her smile, her eyes, the truth of her, I imagined, was locked down somewhere between her ears and never let out. And I wanted to pick the lock. We breezed past the line and straight to the bouncer, who shook hands with Bal's boyfriend. He seemed to know everyone except me and Tommy, and eyed us both with suspicion and warning as we passed. It was like stepping back in time. Swing music filled the ballroom from corner to velvet corner, from parquet to elegantly tiled ceiling, strung with hanging Edison bulbs at varying heights. They cast a golden light on the dance floor, which was a sea of bouncing heads, dotted with the occasional flip of skirts and saddle shoes. We wound our way into the club, everyone hand in hand, except Catherine and me. That was until she saw the dance floor, and that was the beginning of my end. Her face opened up, her smile wide and bright, her eyes joyous and brows high, the emotion transforming her. The vision hit me in the chest. When she snagged my hand and towed me toward the parquet, that twist in my chest deepened, tightened, simmered, and crackled. I followed her willingly. I chased the fleeting thought that I'd follow her anywhere. She pulled me to a stop and turned to face me, her smile smaller, but undeniable. Her arm out to the side, palm poised in wait for mine. "All right, are you ready?" she asked. I slipped my hand into hers, despite it was extended to the wrong side. Everything was backward. My hand that should have gone on her waist hesitated. I frowned. "Put it on my shoulder," she offered helpfully. I did as I'd been told. My hand swallowed the curve. My frown deepened. "Okay," she said with authority. "Let me show you how to triple step." I kept my smile put away. Just after my mom had been diagnosed with Parkinson's, Tommy and I had taken classes with her to cross it off her bucket list before she lost mobility. But I held my tongue and did as Catherine guided, appreciating the feel of her hand on my waist and the sound of her voice as she taught me something I already knew. The backward stance was difficult enough, but when she tried to put me in a sweetheart hold, my back to her front, her arms around my waist, she couldn't get her arms over my head, which was over a foot above hers. She let me go with a face pinched in frustration and a sigh on her pretty lips. "Well, that does it. You're going to have to lead." "Oh, thank God," I said with a sigh and a smirk, reversing our hands. I took off, spinning her out and bouncing her around to the bopping beat of the music. Her face shot open like a starting gate, her black lashes shuddering as she blinked her shock away. And then she laughed. The sound was open, lilting and musical, a complete juxtaposition to everything about her. It was free, untethered, floating around us to twist together with the jazz music like its own song. I should have realized right then that I was doomed, damned. But the novelty of her, the unexpected intrigue, the sheer sight and smell of her were too alluring to resist. I couldn't tell you exactly why, only that something in her and something in me.